Well, hello everyone and welcome back. So today we're going to change gears a little bit. I've been doing a lot of content on Forza Motorsports, and rightfully so, as that's been a newly released game with a new update recently. However, today I want to direct our attention to AMS 2 or Automobilista 2. So this is a game that's been out for a long time. It's not a new game for sure, and I'm sure just about every one of you who might be watching this video knows exactly what it is and pretty much knows all there is to know about it. However, I am actually in a slightly different scenario than what most people may be. So I have not been sim racing for over 2 years now, which means I have not played the title in over 2 years. As a matter of fact, I'm going to insert some clips here of the last video I did, which was roughly the last time I played it, which was back in December of 2020. So it's been a long time ago, and just to give you a brief overview of my thoughts on the game back then, I'm going to insert some clips from that video now. The visuals are fantastic. Also, the user interface is a huge improvement over the original game. I almost feel like I'm driving on the limit even when I'm not. I just don't feel as in control. The back ends of the cars are very twitchy during cornering. Okay, so now you get the gist of my thoughts on that game in its state back then. So like I said, I am actually, whereas most people have been around the whole time, have been seeing these small incremental changes over time, that's not the case for me. In fact, I saw no incremental changes. I just saw the way it was back in 2020, and then I saw the way it was a couple weeks ago when I started back sim racing, which means I have seen a drastic change in many things about the game. However, most things still remain the same. The user interface is still one of the best in the business, in my opinion. Graphically, it still looks like one of the best sims available today. I actually think maybe even looks even better, but just the lighting effects and the colors, it looks really good. It's definitely one of the best looking games. But as you saw in those clips, what I was not very happy about, and what a lot of people back then were pretty displeased with, was the driving dynamics and the physics of basically all the cars across the board. But what I want to talk about today is, after all this time, does it feel better to me? And the short answer is absolutely. It feels night and day. I feel like AMS 2 back then had everything going for it except for the terrible physics. But I'm very happy to say that with this big time jump that I have done, it is incredibly noticeable that all of the cars, all the ones I've driven, which I'd say is probably about 30 to 50% of the available cars in the game, at least one from each different series on various different tracks. It is so much better. The cars actually have grip. You can drive them on the limit, and most of all, what really baffled me with the previous physics a couple years ago was, even when you were not driving the car on the limit, it always felt like you were, which was incredibly infuriating at the time. I remember that bothering me pretty damn bad, and like I said, a lot of people thought that way also. But I'm gonna tell you what, the difference what 2 years has made that sim absolutely fantastic. It is back up on the list as one of my favorites. I haven't been spending as much time in the last week or so because Forza has been out, but I have to say that I'm pretty stoked to get back into it and be doing content on it again. I know it's probably not going to be as popular as Forza, because Forza is just a much more well-known racing game, so it's going to be more popular. But man, I have to say, if you haven't tried it in a while, you really should hop back in and take some cars for another drive, because it is vastly improved from the way it was a couple years ago. And I can definitely tell that big time, because there's just been such a gap from when I played last to playing it now. So yeah, just a short video on AMS, just saying, if you haven't driven it in a while, give it another try. It's pretty good, and I'm sure the developers will continue updating it, but it was just a drastic, stark change in my mind hopping back into it, because I'm sure they've made a lot of updates to it over these last 2 years. I don't know exactly how many, but definitely the state of the game is way better now. So yeah, so long story short, if you haven't tried it, give it another try. What's your thoughts? Let me know what your thoughts of the current state of that sim is in the comments below. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this one. So if you guys enjoyed, please click that like button. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. I'm going to try to get lots more content out on all of the fun sim racing games we have available to us. So we'll talk to you guys later.